What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how you can triple your income in just 1 year of working. And the reason that I'm able to give this advice, I feel like, is because I'm only 20 years old and I'm already driving a McLaren. Not because I want to flex, not because I spent all my money on this, but because I made a decision that I felt like I could finally afford something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted this since I was a kid. McLarens are just super awesome, super fun to drive. So I feel like it was a no-brainer for me, considering I had enough money to buy it fully in cash and still be totally fine. So I've never really recorded a video like this. It's gonna, I don't know, I have this face cam here. I'm not sure if I'll include it, we'll see. But I wanted to just go POV driving and speaking my mind, tell you guys how I was able to get to this point at 20 years old. I started making money online when I was only 17, and none of my money came because I had rich parents or any external factor other than myself. Of course, I can always thank my parents for having me in a position where I wasn't in poverty or anything like that, where, I was in a really bad situation. Thankfully, I was able to be raised in at least a decent neighborhood where, we had food on the table. And because of that, I can attribute that to my success to a certain extent. Of course, the fact that I wasn't in a really bad situation starting put me ahead of the game for sure. But like I said, I didn't have rich parents or anything. It was just a median household income. It was all right. I mean, it was slightly above average, I'd say, but, nothing like my parents could afford anything like this, of course. Hopefully, eventually, I can make enough to where I can also gift them things like this. Anyways, I'll stop yapping. Let's get to driving here. All right, of course, the very first thing we want to do here is start the engine. Let's actually put the top down first, because I definitely want to drive with the top down. I'm gonna try and get out of this area with a ton of traffic, but I just wanted to start off saying, if you guys don't know me or what I do, what I do, I make money using social media. You guys are watching me on YouTube right now. This is my personal channel though, so I'm not really making any money off of this one. And honestly, a lot of people get it confused, seeing like a low sub count, seeing a low view count, not understanding that making money with social media doesn't mean with my personal brand, right? I run multiple faceless YouTube accounts. I run Snapchat shows. I run TikTok accounts. I mainly stick to those 3 platforms just because I feel like those are the easiest to make money on. Now, I'm not saying that you have to get into making money with social media or anything like that, but social media is definitely a great place to get started. It's where I made a large chunk of my money and why I'm able to afford this car at the age that I am. Now, a lot of people will tell you, that you need to go to school, you need to get your master's degree, you need to do this or that to increase your salary. But what I've always said is that with a salary, the word salary essentially just means that you're capped out. With a salary, let's say you're in computer science, you're coding for a company. The problem with that is that when you're coding for a company, that means that they're using your code to take a profit, right? So if they're paying you $100,000 a year, how much is your boss making from your code? You're coding, and they make maybe $300,000 from your code, and they're paying you $100,000 of that $300,000 you made. And of course, a lot of people understand that's how it works, and it makes sense because the boss gives you an outline of what to do. But the thing is having a salary makes you capped. You think that you can make $1 million a year working a job where you have a boss, where you have to talk to someone, give them your weekly updates? The case is going to be more than likely not. I'm sure in some huge companies maybe, right? But it's very unlikely. I did not go to college at all. Right out of my senior year of high school, I immediately started doing this stuff. To be honest though, I started just from my end. I started making money online when I was 17 years old. So in my senior year, I started trying to make money online starting from my freshman year of high school because I hated school so much. I wanted to do anything I could to kind of just get out of it, if that makes sense. So yeah, I was really try-harding. I was doing all right in school, but a lot of my time, I spent so much time looking up different business models because I just knew college was not for me, considering how much I hated high school, and college would be even more work. Aside from the whole schooling aspect of things, you know, making money online is going to be the best option for me. For most people I know, that's what they'd want. And you know, that totally makes sense to me. And the reason for that is because I can work from home. I can go all the way to Singapore or something, and I can work on my laptop while I'm traveling. I can really do whatever I want. And especially with this automation stuff, a lot of it, I have teams that work for me. I pay people a lot of money, not singular people. I pay a lot of different outsourced people a lot of money in total to run things for me. That way I can buy back my time, because the most important thing in this world is your time. And to go to college, I mean, obviously, if you want to be a doctor or anything like that, you definitely need to go to college. But in a lot of circumstances, college is not necessary to make money, especially nowadays. I mean, maybe if you go back 30, 40 years, but realistically, it's 2024 right now. Everything is online. And it's not just like I'm some really lucky person or I'm really smart or anything. I'm the average person. I'm sure people watching this video are smarter than me, have better skill sets than me. Maybe both of those combined, and they're younger than me, but they might not see the success I'm seeing because they just get brainwashed by the whole college thing. You know, they take so much of your money, but what's more important about that is they actually take your time. The time you could use to start grinding, building up a business is spent, you know, doing something that you definitely don't want to do. I mean, who likes going to class? I mean, some people don't mind it, but who enjoys it, especially when it's topics you don't even want to learn about? So the reason that I'm talking about all of this first, before I talk about, oh, here's how I got started with YouTube, or here's how I got started with Snapchat, the reason I want to talk about this first is because I want to make it very, very clear that 95% of making money is not about your skill set. It's not about how smart you are. It's about your mentality. And that sounds really corny, but it is so true. And I'm going to go back to saying I'm not lucky, I'm not special, because, and I know that's a fact because I know so many people my age. You know, you surround yourself with people that are similar to you. So because I'm in the position I am, I'm surrounded by other people with 2 McLarens that are my age and maybe younger than me, or maybe 3 Lambos. You know, they have a lot more money than me is what I'm trying to say. They make a lot more. And I don't know, some of them, I'll be honest, I feel like they might not be as smart as me. Some might be smarter than me. I really don't think I'm the smartest guy out there, but you know, sometimes you can tell when some people aren't that, I guess, smart, but some people put the grind in. I mean, I try my hardest to grind as hard as possible, but it's really, really complicated when you have some people who are willing to do absolutely nothing but work. But it's best to compare yourself to yourself. You know, be where you want to be, not where somebody else wants you to be. If somebody's pushing you to do this, maybe your parents or a friend, you don't have to listen to them just because they're a parent or a friend. That's just not the case at all. Anyway, so once you are able to get that mindset shift, realize that, you know, if you want to be successful, you can't work under a boss. If you don't, you can be successful, but you can't make $1 million, $2 million a year. I mean, I want to be at the point where my net worth is tens of millions of dollars. And to be honest, I'm getting there. I don't know what my net worth is right now. If you combine like the multiple cars that I own, a few other aspects, I'm just going to guess my net worth is between $2 and $3 million. But I want it to be around, you know, in the next 5 or so years, I want that number to be at $30, $40 million. And I want to be where I want to be, not where somebody else wants me to be. People always tell me, even now with the success, I have people who still tell me when I want to do another business venture, they tell me that's not a great idea, what if it fails? And I keep hearing that. Even when people know where I'm at right now, they still tell me this kind of stuff, which makes absolutely no sense to me. And I realize that they just don't get it. And that is what I'm talking about, the mentality. They don't have the mentality to make a lot of money just because they don't believe it's possible. They always need a fallback plan. Newsflash, if you have a fallback plan, chances are you're not going to succeed. I mean, it's a lot easier to succeed when you just go all in, and instead of wasting time thinking about what's going to happen and making a backup plan, use that time for that backup plan and put it into plan A. Plan A, you're betting on yourself. It's not like you're betting on red or black in a casino. You're betting on yourself. If you can't even believe in yourself, then do you think you'll be able to get to $10, $20 million net worth, or however much you want to be, even if you want to get to $100,000 a month online? You know, that's not that difficult to do if you just put the work in. And if you think that it's just a bet or a gamble and you need a fallback plan, then I'll be honest, either you need to fix your mentality or it's just not going to work out for you, and you'll need to be in that 9 to 5 rat race. because you're really betting on yourself, and if you can't even bet on yourself and believe that you'll win, you need a backup plan, then like I said, chances are things are just not going to work out for you. And that's just a harsh reality. So if you think like that, that doesn't mean that you're not the chosen one to make money. It just means that you need to fix your mentality. Before trying to jump into online work, think about it. Think about your mentality. Fix it. Now, you might be wondering, how did I get started? How did I start making money online? Well, it all started, honestly, from me playing video games. I was playing video games. I hated high school, like I said. I mean, I've been playing video games since I was in 3rd grade. I have thousands of hours on multiple different games. I have 2,500 hours on Counter-Strike, 2,000 hours on Fortnite. If Minecraft had an hour count, I'd probably have 5,000 hours on that game. So I spent a lot of my youth playing video games, and because of that, I was able to be in a position where I just met a lot of people online. Now, that's not saying you should go play video games, because 99.9% of that time was just me messing around with friends. But luckily, I was able to meet a few people, meet other people who wanted to make money online. And I met my friend Adavier. Shout out to Adavier if he's watching this. Because Adavier has been a great friend to me. Starting out, we played Fortnite together. And when I first met him, he had maybe a few thousand subscribers on YouTube. And then after 1 or 2 months of meeting him, his subscriber count shot up all the way to, I don't know, maybe 150,000, maybe even close to 200,000. I don't really remember, because he doesn't run that channel anymore. But it was a personal channel where he just played Fortnite for fun. And the thing about that is, we got some people looking at me over in the McLaren, but that's all good. Anyways, geez, it's a little awkward to talk in traffic, but that's fine, especially with the top down. But we'll make it through, everybody. Anyways, like I was saying though, Adavier, he had 100,000 to 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. He was doing well for himself. It wasn't making all that much money, but for a 16, 17-year-old, he was making a decent amount of money. Definitely more than a 9-to-5 or anything like that. He was definitely making a few $1,000s a month. And he needed somebody to manage his brand deals, right? And he was telling me about it, and he got somebody to manage his brand deals, somebody with no experience, just somebody he knew who asked him to do it. And I literally just hopped on a call with Adavier, and I told him, I said to him, I told him, yo, why would you hire this guy? Why did you not come to me? I was just straight up, I said that. I said, I know I could do a better job than this guy. Hire me and have us both working in parallel for you at the same time. And I guarantee you, I'll at least double his sales for brand deals in the first week. This is a real thing that happened. I just gave him a pitch because I wanted money and I wanted to make it work. Because I was in my senior year and I was about to have to go to college. Like I was just doing Hail Marys at this point, because I tried so many things that just didn't work. I failed 100 times before it worked, but that's what you have to do to be in a position where you succeed. You have to fail and learn from your failures to eventually succeed. Anyways, pretty much I started working, doing brand deals for Adavier, and that started making me around $4,000 a month. I was working as a lifeguard at the time, and once I made like the same amount of money that I made as lifeguarding, which was like $4,000. Actually, I probably made like $3K lifeguarding, because I was working a lot of hours because I wanted money. And I realized that just was not for me. And essentially what happened was, I started working for Adavier. I made more money than I made in lifeguarding. It took like 2 months to do that, and then I quit my lifeguarding job and went all in. And what I realized is that I could not just manage Adavier. Adavier had a lot of friends with some subscribers, so I just reached out to everybody. And I instead of managing 1 or 2 people, I created my own management company. I never was at a point where I managed Adavier and like another person, another 2. I just created a management company where, rather than I felt like I was working for these creators, it felt almost like these creators were working for me in a sense. I would reach out, find brand deals, and then get like a deal of like 100 creators at the same time. And that's when I made my first $100,000 in 1 month online at just 17 years old. Following this, brand deals after like COVID and everything, brands just stopped really pumping out money into brand deals. And the numbers went from like 100,000 my best month, I barely touched it, to like 50,000, then like 20,000, and then I was making less than 10, to where I just stopped because I was making like maybe even 10K a month, but I was working I think 70 hours a week, and I was like, holy, this is way too much. And at that point I already had like a lot of money saved up from it. And that's when I just dove straight into YouTube automation. I mean, I knew Adavia was making money from YouTube. I had a good idea as to, you know, how YouTube and everything worked in the first place. So because, you know, I've seen YouTubers, I've you know, tried YouTube in the past multiple times. So, all right guys, I'm not gonna lie, the GoPro may have died, but we should be good now. All right, I had to turn down the quality though, because I was recording in 4K and the GoPro was getting so hot that it just died. I guess it still has battery technically, right? But just overheated and turned off. So I'm gonna continue. What was I talking about? I think I was talking about how I started with YouTube. So yeah, I had the capital built up. After I had that capital built up from my management company, to be honest, I didn't sell it or anything because, like I said, it just got too stressful to where it wasn't even sellable. It like totally, like if I kept running it, it would have definitely just went to like $0 a month eventually. I'll just make this turn out of here. Anyways, like I was saying, pretty much how it all started is I just started making YouTube channels, and literally it took a few, maybe 2 or 3, I think on my 3rd YouTube channel is when it hit. I was grinding for like 60 days straight just starting channels, and the 3rd one I created hit. I started making 10K a month with it, and in that niche that I found, pretty much I was just, in that 60 days, I was just finding niches. That's why I took 60 days, and instead of making 60 over 60 days, I only made 3, because I had to find niches. If you guys want to know how that works, you just search on YouTube, make a brand new YouTube account, and do some searching. Search like just any faceless channels you know, and then eventually your feed will just be filled with faceless YouTube channels, which is perfect for what I was looking for, right? I didn't want my face on it. So once that first YouTube channel hit and I was making 10K a month from it again, I started 2 more YouTube channels in the exact same niche. In all 3 channels, I got to be fully automated. I mean, I had a scriptwriter, an editor, a thumbnail artist. I even had a manager who would talk to the editor, the thumbnail artist. So I literally had to do nothing. Like, they were fully automated, which gave me a ton of free time. And at this point, I had 3 channels that were making me like over 25K a month now. I know I hit 100K a month before, 1 month, but I was putting in a lot of work to do that, a lot of hours. Now I had like 25K a month that was fully automated. So I had time to mess around. I started a few TikTok accounts, but then I started a TikTok shop account, which is where I really made a good amount of money. I made like, I believe I made 20K the first month that I ever started with that. So I made around 50K with YouTube and TikTok combined. And that's around the time when I also got into Snapchat shows. Right when I started, you know, with TikTok shop, I had the opportunity to start with Snapchat. And if you don't know what Snapchat shows are, if you go on Snapchat and look at the Discover feed, you'll see a bunch of like celebrities profiles. You'll also end up seeing a bunch of Snap shows, which I run, like celebrity news, satisfying content, stuff like that. And the way I got into that is because I actually met somebody through my YouTube, because I was joining a bunch of different YouTube communities. And this guy, essentially, I literally met him the week prior, but we agreed that we were going to start with Snapchat because he was working for a Snapchat portal, and he was finding them creators to create content for them. So because of that, he was able to get a connect at Snapchat and get his own portal, essentially. Now, when we first agreed to do this 50-50, he actually didn't have that portal yet. We were both trying to get one, but because he already like was in Snapchat, like the Snapchat game, he was able to get one. We started a bunch of Snap shows. I was taking 50%. I was helping find the creators and manage the shows. And then on top of the already 40 to 50K a month I was making from YouTube and TikTok, I started making 50K plus a month with Snapchat, because Snapchat shows were super untapped at that time. They're a little more saturated now, but right now it's also like almost impossible to get one, because so many people got them that Snapchat just stopped giving them out, essentially. But you know, I was at the point where now I'm making 100K a month once again, because I have all these YouTube channels, TikToks, and Snapchat accounts. So now, where am I now? Well, at this point, I don't run any TikTok accounts anymore. I just run more YouTube channels. So I essentially replaced the TikTok money with YouTube money. Sorry, lost my train of thought, but I replaced the TikTok money with YouTube money. So right now, I run 9 active YouTube channels, and I run 13 Snapchat shows. And with all of that combined, I'm making just around 100K a month. It kind of fluctuates, I'll be honest, between 70 and 100K. But right now, I'm at the point where I'm kind of just chilling in life. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna start grinding. I already have another company that I'm trying to start up. I'm trying to start my own. Similar to drop shipping, I guess, but it's private label. So making my own company. Don't want to speak too much on that just because it's in the works right now, but pretty much this is how I do things. I get more opportunities, I create more sources of income, I then hire out teams to manage everything, and then once I now have this automated income, which of course I could make more if I didn't hire anybody, but that time trade-off is definitely not worth it based on how much I'm paying them. So all of my YouTube channels are almost fully automated. I spend like a few hours a week, maybe 5 to 10 hours a week on all of my channels combined. And then with Snapchat, I actually spend maybe 1 to 2 hours a week because that is just so fully automated. It's ridiculous at this point. So that being said, what I've been doing the past 2 years or so is I've just been getting income, hiring teams to run whatever I was running before. Then it's automated. Now I'm collecting almost 100K a month, fully automated. And that's when I decided to buy this McLaren. I just recently bought it, 570S, fully spec'd out. I mean, like I said, I'm really not trying to flex. I mean, I have enough to afford this, so I thought it was just the time to buy it. I mean, there's not much else to say on me purchasing it other than the fact that I've loved McLarens since I've been a young little boy. To put it straightforward. So, I mean, this has always just been a dream of mine, and I'm at a point where I can easily afford it. So I definitely just pulled the trigger and bought it. But yeah, if you want to be in this position, now you know my story, how I got to where I am. If you guys have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments because I want to answer your questions. Because then I have more content to make. I like making content that's more personalized because, like I said, I'm not making money off of this. I'm just doing it for fun because I like driving this McLaren and I like talking, so figured I'd combine the two. Anywho, if you guys want to be in the position where I'm at, like I said, it's really not all too hard. All you have to do is you have to fix your mindset and just start grinding. If you don't know where to start, the funny saying I always have is somebody with a 9 to 5 is one step ahead of you, or somebody without a 9 to 5, sorry. Let me re-say that. Somebody without a 9 to 5 is one step ahead of you because they already passed the step of quitting your job. Now, it's a little joke I like to tell my friends because, like I said, it's just a joke. Of course, a 9 to 5 is good to build some capital, but almost every business I start, even with the amount of capital I have, I try to only go into businesses that take no capital to start. That way, I know it's a good business because I feel like if a business needs capital to start, then there's just a higher risk of failure. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I mean, that's just how I've been running things and it's been working out for me. Now, eventually, once I have enough money to invest like $1 million into a company, that'll be different, but I don't feel like investing $10,000, $20,000 into a company when I just feel like there's no need. Now, that's actually kind of going against what I'm saying now because this private label company I want to start, it's going to take around 10 to 20K to start it up, but it's something I'm kind of passionate about, so even if I lose the money, I don't really care. Because it's a product that I actually use myself and I enjoy using it, so that's why I want to start a company in it. I want to start something different. But if you want to be here, all you have to do, fix the mindset. Get enough capital to where you can have something to fall back on at least. I mean, all it takes is start a 9 to 5, but I'm telling you right now, don't have a backup plan, and that's going to go against everything you've ever been taught ever in your entire life, and I'm confident about that. Because who the hell would say don't have a backup plan? Well, that's what I do. That's what everybody else I know that makes money that's my age does. And they only make money because they didn't have a backup plan. A backup plan takes away time. It takes away motivation. It takes away confidence. I just don't like the idea of a backup plan. A degree is not a backup plan. In my opinion, a degree, a lot of the time, is a scam. I mean, it takes away your time and it takes away your money. In one. It's kind of crazy how it works. Of course, like I said, some degrees are definitely needed, a doctor, a lawyer, etc. But I mean, a business degree, an art degree, a lot of degrees are just unnecessary. There's so many ways to make money off of art that you just don't need college, and college isn't going to help you at all to get to that point. People say college is used for connections. You know what else is used for connections? The internet. Find people that are interested in what you're interested in and just talk to them on Discord, Instagram, Telegram, whatever it is. And you will find your people. Trust me. It's a lot easier to make connections online than it is in a college. So there are just so many things about it I just hate, I'll be honest. But that's why I didn't go. That's why I really didn't want to go, and I did anything I could to get out of that situation. Because I realized all of those things. I recognized that stuff while I was still in high school. Now, all you have to do, once you fix your mindset, that might take a while. It could take months of reading books. I'm telling you, read books about mindset, watch videos on YouTube, and eventually your mindset will change, hopefully, right? And once it changes, all you'll need to do is pick a niche to make money in. There's so many different niches. But I personally, to be honest, if you're watching this video, rather than giving you a whole list of a million things, I'm telling you right now, social media automation is the way to go. And people are so, I don't even know the word to explain the type of people that think. They always say, oh, when something is said online, it's already done with. That's not the case, because truthfully, YouTube automation, TikTok automation, it is hard work. It is not easy at all, or in the slightest, right? So it doesn't matter if I tell you guys to do it, because even if I told 100 of you guys to do it, let's say 100 people, 100 viewers watch this video, and all 100 people started doing it, only a few of you guys are going to succeed because of that mindset factor. A lot of you guys are going to give up after failing, right? I had to fail 1,000,000 times before it succeeded. Right at this point, with 9 active YouTube channels, I've had so many fail. I've had so many succeed in the past that I stopped running, right? At this point, I'm probably near 20 that I've run that made money, and eventually the niche just dies. But out of those 20 successful channels that I've had, by the way, just for reference, the 3 channels that I originally mentioned that I was succeeding with, I don't run any of them anymore because they just weren't making money, to be honest. They just stopped making money, so I stopped running them. So the 9 channels I have don't relate to the other 3 that I first succeeded with. But those channels that I first started were definitely a stepping stone. I learned why they failed. But like I said, if you fail and get upset about it, it demotivates you, then you still haven't fixed your mindset. I'm not even joking with you when I say every single time I fail, I'm for whatever reason, I'm happy. Because I'm like, okay, I failed. Now I know next time what not to do, essentially. And I'm happy that I learned something, because a lot of times if I succeed, because it's happened before, if I succeed on something that I did not fail with, the problem at hand, essentially, is the fact that I feel like I still don't really know what I'm doing. I get to the point where, okay, if I succeed immediately, I get to the point I just don't really know what I'm doing. Even though I already succeeded, I feel lost. I feel like there's so many questions I haven't answered. So when I fail, and then the next time I try and I fail again and I fail again and I fail again, and then I succeed, that is what mentally is the best for me, for whatever reason. So if you want to take away anything from this video, just know it's a mental thing. There's so many different factors. When you fail, you should be happy. You should take what you failed from and learn from it if you want to make money online. And like I said, I think social media automation is the easiest way to get started. I have so many videos on this channel. I'm not going to charge you guys to watch my YouTube videos. I even have a Telegram that I just made where because I just want people, I just think about the people that were in my situation when I hated school, or when somebody that's stuck in a position they don't know what to do. And I just want to save people. I'm going to be honest. That sounds so dumb, but it's true. I'm not taking anybody's money for coaching. I really don't think that's necessary. It's all the information I could ever give is found somewhere online. So all I want to do is make it easier for you guys. It's all on my YouTube channel. It's in my Telegram. So, I mean, that's really all there is to it. It's mentality. If you need somewhere to start and you don't know where to start, social media automation is the way to go. And to start, just watch the videos on my YouTube channel. It's free to watch. Join my Telegram. It's free to join. I give out sauce on there every single day. And yeah, I mean, that's really all I have to say about that. Thank you guys for watching this video. I've kind of yapped my ass off, so there's that. See you guys.